guys, CHARMEDBOX here and welcome back to my channel, and today, as you can tell by the title, we have a makeup tutorial and it's a little bit different this time. I do like to do out there looks. If you guys have been here long enough, I've been doing this for like 3 years. My makeup has sort of been waylaid a little bit as a lot of you don't seem to like to watch the tutorials as much. A lot of you say to me that you like to watch them, but they don't do as well as I would like them to do. So I sort of tended to steer away from them a little bit, but I miss doing it. And the reason for today's look, one is I really wanted to try. I've been watching BBC's Glow Up, and they were doing this water shot, and one of the girls, I forget her name, it might have been Hannah or Eve, she did this look in the water, in a water shot, and it was like a petrol sort of oil on water sort of look, and I thought it was stunning. It was absolutely amazing, and she won that challenge. Now this is like, I think this is last season's Glow Up. I think there's a new season started now, which I've got to watch. But anyway, I thought it was beautiful, and I wanted to incorporate, I'm having some emotions right now at the moment, just stuff going on in life that you guys don't know about. And I feel like sometimes the best way to get emotions out for me myself is sometimes to just sit down and play with my makeup. And it's been a while since I've done this, but I'm feeling a lot of emotions right now at the moment, so I put my emotions onto my face, on how I'm feeling at the moment. Don't worry, I'm okay. It's just sometimes things just get to you and you think, well, what have I done to be treated in a certain way? But anyway, I'm not going to go into that because you guys don't want to be bored by my issues. But yeah, I just wanted to put my emotions and how I'm feeling on the inside on the outside of my face, and I'm really like so pleased. I hope when I like see the footage back that this looks as good as I hoped it would. You guys may have already seen this look if you follow me on Instagram, because I created it for a reel on Instagram because it's like a new thing. But it was ultimately, I wanted to do this emotional sort of look for myself. So if you follow me on Instagram, you will already have seen this look. But I wanted to I thought I may as well film it for you guys and then let you see the process on how I created it, because it's not like a 2-second job. I don't even know what time it is. It is nearly 10:30, and I've been up here, I don't even know, hours now, because sometimes I just need that moment to just play with makeup. So I'm not going to ramble on any longer. If you would like to see how I create this look, then carry on watching. Right guys, so the first thing that we're doing is we're taking this Rimmel gel liner and we are just going to do a sort of cut crease, almost like across the whole entire eye, but we're just going to fill it in completely with this gel liner. I wanted the colours that I'm going to use to pop really well, and if you use a black base for this, it makes them pop even more so. So what you can currently see me doing is marking out the shape using an angled brush to how I want the eye look to go, or where I'm going to apply the colour over the top. So I wanted kind of like a wing, so you'll see me cutting the crease, and I always mark it to where I can get away with it when I look up, and then I cut it in and then they fill it in with the black. But I've left most of this in, I think, just so you guys can see me marking it out. It's not as hard as it looks, even though I make it look hard, but it's just a case of marking it out and then filling it in with the black. And because it's a gel liner, it's quite tough to spread around, so it takes a bit of time. Just cutting in that bottom part of the wing, and it will probably skip ahead to me with a filled in eye, because you get the idea. Now we're going into the mini Jawbreaker palette that was sent to me by Laura Bollum, and we're going into the shade, I think it's Oral, and we're just packing that onto the inner quarter of the eye, just like the inner part of the eye. We don't bring it all the way out, just the first quarter of the eyelid. I wanted this to sort of like have like that petrol on water vibe, so I went with like purples and blues and greens sort of colours. I probably should have put a bit of goldy yellow in there as well, just to make it more petrol-y, but I just went with this. So we're packing that shade on about a quarter of the way out, and then we're going into the Blue Blood palette and we're going into the shade, I think it's Deceased, and we are going to pack that onto the centre of the eye and bring it just out towards the edge, but not all the way.
This is actually a really nice sort of petrol-y blue. It looks really, really pretty on. So it was really nice and it worked well with the other colour. So I just packed that on. Once I was happy with that, I didn't feel like the purple looked like it stood out as much, so I went into the Spectrum Oceana palette, into the shade Deep, and just packed on that over the purple that I'd put from the Jeffree Star palette. So now we're going into the shade Entitled in the Blue Blood palette, and it's like a really nice petrol-y sort of tealy green colour, and I'm just packing that into the last part of the black that is showing, which is your wing area. So I pack that on, check it's blended, and then we're good to go. So now I'm just taking some Revolution concealer and I'm just making sure the top of the line where I've cut the crease is nice and sharp. So I'm just using a unicorn brush, concealer brush, to make sure that line, that edge is nice and neat and sharp just by touching it up with the concealer. I didn't have to do this, I'm just a bit OTT sometimes and I like to get a nice neat sharp line, and it really did help. Now I'm just using a MAC mascara just for the upper lashes for now. And then I want to do the same on the other eye. And I've come back with a full face as well, just to save the time, because this is quite a long time consuming look, and I'm just using the Lottie AM to PM liner in the waterline. Now we're going back into the Oceana palette and into that shade Deep again, and we're just putting that in the centre sort of part of the lower lash line. We're basically going to recreate what's on the top eyelid on the lower lash line. So we're going into Deceased now, and we'll put that in the next portion of the lower lash line. And then we go into, I forget the shade name again, Entitled, and we just bring that all together. It just makes the look a little bit more finished, especially underneath the eye, because you're just mirroring those colours underneath. Now we're getting back into the MAC mascara just on the lower lashes. And we are using some letterbox lashes. I forget I think they're Millie is the style. So once those were on, now we're going on to the tears. Now I made these tears using hot glue. So I just basically squirted the hot glue out into a teardrop sort of shape onto some plastic and let them dry. I did loads, I did absolutely loads, picked the ones I liked, and then I've stuck them onto my face using eyelash glue. It is a really, really simple yet effective technique, and I really liked how it turned out. So the only thing you have to be careful with, even though you can't see right now because I'm just putting the mirror in front of my face, you have to be careful because some of the edges can be quite sharp, and if you're placing them close to your eye, you just kind of need to be a little bit careful and check that you can move your eye and it's not stabbing you, because obviously the underneath of your eyes is quite a sensitive area, so you have to be a bit careful. So I just kept pressing them on until they were dry, and then moved on to the next one, and I did 3 teardrop streams down each eye, but I thought I'd just show you the first eye because it is quite, like I said, quite time consuming to show you. If I showed you in the full, this is obviously sped up as well, so if you saw the full version you'd be here all night. So that is all 3 teardrops stuck on. Just let the glue dry and they would be good to go all night. Literally, if you did want to create this look for something, they would stay because of the eyelash glue. Now I'm taking the eyelash glue again, but I'm applying it over the top of the teardrops this time, and I'm taking a pigment, like a highlighter pigment from Bella Pierre, and it's in the shade Excite, and I'm just using that to create some sort of highlight on the tears so they kind of almost look wet. And I was going to use glitter for this, and I'm so glad that I just picked this pigment up randomly because it worked really well. When it caught the light, it really did have that sort of watery, sort of shimmery effect that I was hoping for, so I'm really, really pleased with how that turned out. Now we are going into Sugar Pill liquid lipstick in the shade 0. It's a gorgeous black lipstick. If you want a good black lipstick, this is a lipstick for you. It's so pigmented and it smells amazing. I forget what the ice cream it is, but it smells amazing and it's just a great black lipstick. So I'm applying that all over my lips, obviously, but this is me. I take so long to apply lipstick. My daughter has told me in the past that I take ages when it comes to applying lipstick. I think it's because I have quite small lips, so I don't have a lot to work with, so I have to be really careful with the lines. But once that is applied, we are going into this Nip and Fab lip topper. I think it's the shade Hypnotic, if I remember properly. I'm just applying that over the top to finish off the look, and it really works well with the eyes. And that is the finished look, guys. That is it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
And that is the finished look, guys. You have seen start to finish how I created this look. I did explain about the tears in the tutorial as it was running, or the video as it was running in the voiceover. I handmade these out of hot glue, and you will have seen in the video that I added some pigment. It's this Bella Pierre Excite one. I've had it for ages, but it just worked. I feel like it worked perfectly for what I wanted it to work as. I was going to use glitter, but this just, I feel like this worked so much better. So yeah, I was putting my emotions out there. Will I say it made me feel better? It kind of has, because it distracts me for a while, at the same time as it also just, I just need a release. I just needed a release. So you guys got to see my release on camera. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you are new here, subscribe. I would appreciate that so much. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to see the reel that I created, it's only a little tiny shot, but if you'd like to see the reel I created, then you should follow me on Instagram. It's all linked down below, so you can find me there. I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope you have a great day, night, morning, evening, whatever you're doing when you're watching this. Have fun, create makeup, express yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.